GDP, the three letters that can make both economists and politicians either smile or feel alarmed. GDP, or Gross Domestic Product, is where numbers tell stories, and the size of an economy isn't about physical space, but monetary strength. Alright, I'm speaking a lot of nonsense, right? Let me be serious and start the video by explaining GDP first. And then we will take a look at the top 15 biggest economies in the world. GDP, Gross Domestic Product in full, is the sum of all the goods and services it produces over a given period of time. It is the total of all economic activity taking place within the country's borders, and is a key indicator of economic strength and health. So, the bigger the GDP, the stronger the economy. Sources like the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and reputable publications like Statistics Times and CEO World Magazine have all contributed in on these rankings. As of 2024, the combined world GDP stands at an astonishing $109.52 trillion. So, let's get started with our ranking of the world's top 15 biggest economies in the world and the whole universe. Number 15, we have Spain. Spain has a GDP of about $1.6 trillion and a varied economy. Important industries include car manufacturing, medical technology, chemicals, shipbuilding, and textiles. Tourism is also a major contributor to the Spanish economy, as it brings millions of visitors to Spain's beautiful landscapes and cultural attractions. All of these industries contribute to the strength of the Spanish economy, and its rich cultural heritage makes it even more attractive to investors. At number 14, we have South Korea. South Korea, with a GDP of approximately $1.7 trillion, is an economic dynamo powered by electronics, automotive, and shipbuilding. Thanks to tech wizards at Samsung and LG, the world is never short of cutting-edge gadgets and occasional battery explosions. The automotive sector, with Hyundai and Kia, produces cars faster than you can say Gangnam Style. Meanwhile, South Korea's shipbuilding industry is so advanced that their ships almost build themselves. These industries make South Korea's economy run like a well-oiled machine, making South Korea a major player in the international arena. Number 13, Australia. With a GDP of approximately $1.71 trillion, Australia is a land where kangaroos hop and industries pop. The mining sector is so rich in minerals that you might trip over a gold nugget on a walkabout. Agriculture continues to do well, producing enough beef and wine to keep barbecues and parties going strong worldwide. Australia's services sector is also as stable as a tree-dwelling koala, balancing out the rest of the economy. All of these reasons make Australia one of the world's leading economies. Number 12, Mexico. With a GDP of approximately $2.01 trillion, Mexico dances its way through the economic stage with a strong manufacturing sector and strategic trade relationships, especially with its amigo, the United States. From producing automotive parts to crafting electronics, Mexico's industries are as efficient as a well-oiled machine. Speaking of oil reserves flow steadily in Mexico. Trade agreements such as the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, continue to provide Mexico with a steady stream of cross-border business. So, whether it's a taco feast or a beach siesta, Mexico's economy is as vibrant as a mariachi band at a fiesta. Let's head to number 11. Number 11, we have Russia. With a gross domestic product of $2.05 trillion, Russia is one of the world's energy superpowers and economic giants of today. In the past 3 decades, Russia has shifted to a more market-oriented economy, but government ownership and interference in business remain high. As a major exporter of crude oil, natural gas, and other raw materials and metals, the Russian economy is highly exposed to fluctuations in global commodity prices. In 2022, Russia invaded its neighbor, Ukraine, resulting in a series of sanctions and other economic sanctions that severely impacted the Russian economy. But despite all of that, Russia is still a giant to many other countries. Number 10, Canada. Canada is the 10th largest economy in the world, with a gross domestic product of approximately $2.24 trillion. Canada is a major player in the global economy, with a strong energy sector and the 3rd largest proven oil reserves in the world. The country's strong manufacturing and service industries, located mostly in urban areas close to the US border, sustain the country's economic growth. Thanks to Canada's free trade agreement with the US, 3/4 of Canada's exports go to the US market each year. Canada's strong relationship with the US has shaped its economic development, running alongside the world's biggest economy like a marathon runner. Number 9. Italy. Italy is an economic supermodel with a GDP of approximately $2.32 trillion and an economy that is as stylish as a Milan fashion show. From fast cars and haute couture to world-class luxury brands and a robust manufacturing sector, Italy combines craftsmanship with culture to create an economic supermodel. Fashion, automotive, and machinery are at the heart of Italy's economic success. Number 8. Brazil. Brazil is one of the world's largest economies, with an annual GDP of USD 2.33 trillion. The country's economy is heavily reliant on natural resources, and agriculture, mining, and energy are at the forefront of the country's development. Brazil's agriculture and energy sectors are at the heart of its economy, from the production of soybeans to the production of biofuels. Once a powerhouse of economic growth, Brazil is now struggling with high levels of economic inequality and issues like corruption and poverty. Despite Brazil's economic success, the wealth gap between Brazil's richest and poorest continues to be a major issue in the country. Number 7. France. With a GDP of $3.13 trillion, France ranks number 7 in our list of 15 biggest economies in the world. Its economy is highly diversified, with sectors such as aerospace, tourism, and luxury goods dominating its economy. France is known for its strong social security system and large investments in research and development. As a free market economy, France has a strong presence in agriculture and tourism. France is one of the world's leading agricultural exporters and producers. As the world's most visited tourist destination, France's economy benefits from the country's cultural heritage and its position as a leader in luxury goods. Number 6. United Kingdom. With a GDP of approximately $3.49 trillion, the service sector accounts for around 80% of the UK's GDP, with the financial services sector leading the way. London is the world's second largest financial centre. Manufacturing and agriculture rank second and third respectively in the United Kingdom's economy. Britain has the second largest aerospace industry in the world and the 10th largest pharmaceutical industry. Number 5. India. With a GDP of around $3.93 trillion, making it the 5th largest economy in the world, after overtaking the UK and France in 2019. India is a large country with a large population, which is why it has the lowest GDP per capita in this list. India's economy is a mix of traditional village agriculture and traditional handicrafts, combined with the growth of modern industry and the modernization of agriculture through mechanization. India is one of the largest exporters of technology services, as well as business outsourcing. Number 4. Japan. At number 4, we have Japan with a GDP of about $4.11 trillion. Japan is a technological titan and a manufacturing powerhouse, with a globally renowned automotive industry, led by brands like Toyota, Honda, and Nissan. The country's electronics sector, driven by companies such as Sony, Panasonic, and Toshiba, spearheads advancements in consumer electronics, semiconductors, and robotics. Japan's commitment to research and development fosters a culture of continuous improvement and innovation, making it a key player in the global economy. Number 3. Germany. At the bronze medal spot, we find Germany with a GDP of about $4.59 trillion. Germany is the largest economy in Europe and is one of the largest industrial powers in the world. The automotive sector is at the core of Germany's economy, with BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, and others embodying luxury and speed. Machinery and equipment with precision tools are equally impressive. The chemical and pharmaceutical industries are at the forefront of innovation and exports, with Bayer, BASF, and others leading the way. Germany's highly skilled labor force and high levels of vocational education are at the core of the country's strong export market, as well as industrial strength, similar to one of its finely tuned engines. Number 2. China. At number 2, we have China, with a GDP of around $18.53 trillion. China is a major global economic powerhouse. Its key industries include manufacturing, technology, and agriculture, with giants like Huawei leading the tech sector and Alibaba redefining e-commerce. The country's economic strengths lie in its large consumer market, rapid industrialization and significant investments in infrastructure. Ever wonder how they built the world's longest sea bridge, the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge? Yep, China did that. With such impressive feats, it's clear why China is a formidable player on the world stage. Number 1. United States. The United States, with a GDP of $28.78 trillion according to the IMF, holds the title of the biggest economy in the world. Why? Well, let's dive in. Key industries like technology, healthcare, finance, and consumer goods drive this economic juggernaut. Just think about Apple, which makes you want to buy a new iPhone every year, even though your current one works just fine. Or Amazon, where you can order a kayak at 3 a.m. because why not? The US is home to Silicon Valley, where even the coffee shops are filled with people coding the next big thing. In 2023, the US tech industry saw a remarkable growth, contributing over $2.3 trillion to the economy, according to the Information Technology Industry Council. Healthcare giants like Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson continue to dominate, with Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine sales reaching over $35 billion in 2023. Wall Street keeps the finance world buzzing, making sure your retirement fund grows, or at least that's the plan. In 2023, the financial services sector remained robust, contributing over $2.5 trillion to the US GDP, as reported by the Bureau of Economic Analysis. But let's not forget the power of the American shopper. In 2023, US retail sales reached a staggering $7.4 trillion, according to the US Census Bureau. The US has a consumer culture that can turn Black Friday into a full-contact sport, with over 165 million people shopping in stores and online during the Thanksgiving weekend, as reported by the National Retail Federation. This strong consumer spending is the lifeblood of the economy, fueling growth across multiple sectors. So, with a mix of cutting-edge innovation, a varied and resilient economy, and a penchant for spending, it's no wonder the United States sits at the top of the economic leaderboard. So, there you have it, the world's top 15 economies in 2024. Each country brings a unique set of strengths to the global economic stage, driving growth and influence. As emerging markets continue to develop and technology continues to transform industries, we may see changes in these rankings over the next few years. But one thing's for sure, these economic giants are paving the way for the future. Subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on the world of global economy and beyond. Until next time, ciao.